Good morning and welcome to. Oh shit! I screwed up. It's the first time I've ever screwed up. All right, let's do it again. Just cut this, Mike.
Yep.
Good morning and welcome back to On the Bump, an SP Streamer podcast, now part of the Fantrax Podcast Network and FantraxHQ.com family. It's Friday, April 16th. I'm your host, Doug Ishikawa. You can follow me on Twitter at CoachingIsh. As always, I am joined by the legend, Mr. Michael Simeone. Good morning, Michael. What's going on?
What's going on, Doug? So I don't know if you know, I started actually uploading our On the Bump episodes onto YouTube. So those times when you thought no one's going to be able to see what you look like, now they're on YouTube. So
well, why don't you tell me before you do this? I would do my hair and I would wear proper attire sometime.
I decided to do it on a whim, so
Wow, that is
it's not like I look good in most of them either.
Totally rude. Totally. That is all right. Oh, great. Now that you told me, you know what? Let's skip all this because I'm uncomfortable with it now. But we're going with a three-man booth today as special guest. Mr. Josh St. Marie joins the fun. Josh, how's it going? You're on YouTube too.
I before I found out I was on YouTube, I would have answered it's going great. But I'm not even wearing baseball attire. I'm wearing a Nuggets jersey, who I'm barely a fan of now. That one of their best players tore his ACL. So
yeah. Jamal Murray down for the count for the year. That's too bad. They're a great team. I'm glad to have you with us this morning. I'm sorry that Michael sprung that news on us right now that we are on YouTube to the two people that are viewing. But Josh, before we get going,
live.
Oh, I know we're not live, but 2 or 3 people will view this. Don't worry. Josh, where can SP Streamer Nation give you a follow via the Twitter?
So my Twitter is actually at UTStreamer, the letters UT and then streamer.
All right, give Josh a follow. He's been writing and working very hard for us so far. Everybody, it's Streamer Wire Friday, folks, and that means that we're here to give you advice on pitchers. And today with Josh here with us, some hitters that we're looking to add and hold. Josh, let's start with you. Who are some bats that we should be grabbing a hold of for the start of the weekend?
So last time I was here, we were giving out sleepers, and most people, when they have a sleeper, like to pick someone outside the first 10 rounds. I picked someone within the first 3. I went with Bo Bichette, and so I'm going to stay right on brand here. And I'm about to give you some streamers. Don't worry, they qualify as streamers, not rostered in too many leagues. But I'm going to just say these are 100% not league winners. Most people, they want to give you people that want to tell you, pick up this guy, you're going to win your league. I am doing decidedly not that. I do not want to give you league winners. What I'm giving you, I'm calling them league qualifiers. If you actually want your league winners to be league winners, your team has to be in a position to actually win the league. And so while you're picking up various players every week in and out, trying to find that one league winner that actually ends up hitting, you need to have league qualifiers in your lineup actually keeping you in a place where you can win should you happen to fall on, let's say, a Juan Soto or someone similar. So my first league qualifier for you is going to be Joey Votto. He is currently rostered in 23% of leagues. And I don't know if you guys know this because people seem to be acting as if it's not true, but Joey Votto is still a very good baseball player. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about a guy who pretty much across the board projections have hitting at least 20 home runs with a batting average of 260 and 80 runs, 80 RBIs. And that's above average for all 4 categories there. And that's something I will talk about a lot when it comes to this idea of league qualifiers, just players who are consistently above average. Now, if you look at Votto's season so far, I have not done a lot of that. I don't try not to look at stats too early, but I believe the surface level numbers aren't great right now. Last I think he was hitting below the Mendoza line, but I promise you he is crushing the ball. If you go to his Baseball Savant page, shockingly red, 86th percentile in expected batting average, 87th in expected slugging, 79th in expected WOBA, and 95th percentile in max exit velocity. This dude is crushing the ball. He's hitting third every day in a pretty explosive Cincinnati Reds offense. And so Votto kind of checks all the boxes I'm looking for when I want to plug in a player with confidence to make sure my team's in a good position to add league winners down the line. The only knock on him, he's old and he's slow, and because of that, Votto is available everywhere. I think that's kind of ridiculous. He's a great hitter, and he is my top pick up for the week, for the season, whatever you want to call it. If you're listening now, watching us, pause the video and go pick him up now. Votto is the man.
This is why I like Josh, because we bring him on to talk about sleepers that you think you'd take someone late. He goes, no, I'm gonna give you second round sleeper. And then we bring him on to tell you know who to add. You know, maybe people get excited. He'll help me win my league. No. We're not adding someone to help you win your league. We're adding like a base player for you.
Yeah, I like that, Josh. That's confidence right there, my friend. Do you have another name or another player for your league qualifier that you'd like to boast for today?
Yes, I think another one who he's not as good as Joey Votto, but he actually was my stream of the week for this week. That's Starlin Castro. He's only 9% rostered, and basically my argument for Castro centers around batting average consistency. If you just look down his batting average historically over the years, it's 300, 307, 283, 245, not very good, but then 292, 265, 270, 300, 278, 270, 267. Now, if you don't know, my job during the day is actually titled data analyst. And so I look at data like this and make projections, do all that for a living. And one trick of the trade, one quick thing, if you're ever wanting to get just a quick estimate, what you do, you got a list of historical numbers like that. You take away the minimum and the maximum and then get the average. If we do that for Castro, that comes out to an average of 281. Now he is getting older, so let's knock off a few points and call it 278. Now, Michael, I have a question for you. Do you know what projection system was the best for hitters last season?
The Bat X.
Correct. And the Bat X has Castro's average projected for 278. I'm not going to tell you that's elite. It's not league-winning batting average, but it is very good. And here's the thing. Everyone needs batting average help. I don't care what you say. You can always use more batting average players. And all the other guys you're going to find on waivers, all they provide is batting average. Castro actually has the capability of providing more than just batting average. When I'm doing hitting streamers, I like to look at grade players on a scale of 0 to 100 on a bell curve, with 75 being the average and the most common. So anything above that being pretty impressive. And on a per game basis, I grade Castro to be 80 in every category except RBIs, and average where he grades is a 90. Now, obviously grades very low in speed, but all those other categories, when he's playing, he's going to be good for you. And right now he is healthy, he is playing, and so I'm picking up Castro and I'm slotting him in my lineup if I need middle infield or soon to be corner infield help.
Wow, I like everything that Josh just said. Joey Votto, Starlin Castro comes in hot off the presses. Michael, this is going to be really hard for you to follow here with your pitching analysis here.
I'm so Josh. Opposite of Josh too. I'm
Josh like, just
2 sentences done.
Yeah, Michael's like, I like him. He's got a curveball. Josh went deep into the numbers. I loved every moment of it.
Doug's loving this because he doesn't have to carry the podcast like he does with me every time.
Shoot, we're gonna bring Josh on a whole lot more. Michael, all right, bring us through the pitching analysis for this weekend. Who's popping up in your queue?
All right, the first guy I want to talk about is Anthony DeSclafani, or also known as Tony Disco. He hasn't really made much of a pitching exchange, but he has decided to go back to using the curveball more. He used it kind of in 2019, pretty much ditched it last year, but is bringing it back. So far, it's induced a lot of weak contact, 0 ISO on it. And 2 seasons ago, it induced a 15.4 swing strike percentage, which is, pretty decent, about average, maybe a little bit above. So I think it's a pretty smart move that he's trying to bring that into the mix. He also seems to have tinkered with his sinker and four seam. He's caused them to move more horizontally, and in return, that's basically inducing a ton of ground balls. So, if you look at last season, his ground ball rate was 38.9%, and so far this season, it's sitting at 56.3%. So kind of early, but he's definitely playing really well. Good home ballpark. I think if you're in a 12-teamer, it's worth grabbing him. To see what happens. If you're in a 15 team, I feel like he's pretty much a must own at this point.
All right. You have one more arm for us as we head into the weekend?
Yeah, I'm just going to mention an old guy. and that's Alex Cobb. He seems, as long as he's healthy, I feel like whenever he is healthy, he pretty much pitches pretty well. He so far right now is 10th in the league in K walk, and he's at a 30.6% rate, which is insane. His swing strike percentage is 19.1. Kind of, I don't want to get killed on Twitter for saying this, but kind of reminding me of like a little Gaussman type thing happening right here. Throwing the splitter a ton right now. It's working for him really well. The splitter alone holds a 31.0 swing strike percentage and a 56.3 O swing. Obviously, those probably won't stick. But yeah, he's inducing a lot of whiffs and hitters are chasing it like crazy outside of the zone. Definitely getting a little unlucky. The BABIP's really high. The FIP is like 2 runs lower than his ERA, which is at a 4.63 right now. So I think a lot of improvements coming with him. He's probably on a lot of waiver wires, and he's just that old guy that no one really wants to touch. But as long as the splitter's working for him, he could provide a lot of value, especially in the strikeout area.
All right. 2 names for you to keep an eye on. 1, Mike Curlin, our good friend over at the Bases Loaded podcast. So he's smiling somewhere. Anytime that you mention Tony Disco, Mike Curlin is excited about it. Go pick up Anthony DeSclafani as well as Alex Cobb. Mentioned some good names for you for bats as well as for arms. Michael raised his game to the roof. Good job, man. I'm really proud of you. And before we leave, make sure to get your daily read on one of our other writers, SP Streamer writer, Peyton Skinner. He wrote a good one, Rising Rookies. He talks a lot about interesting names from Akil Baddoo, who is just smashing the ball for the Tigers right now. Michael Kopech for the Chicago White Sox is coming out of the pen and just mowing down batters. He's talking a lot about those players. Go make sure to check out his work and all of our great info and analysis from the site. Go to spstreamer.com. You can also jump in the Discord. It's growing on the daily. We got how many members in there now, Michael?
Over 200.
Over 200 people.
Yeah.
All
We got
hanging
like
out.
250 members, but not everyone's in the Discord.
Hang out with us. It's a lot of fun. A lot of people talking about baseball 24/7 in there. Come sign up. I'll ask you who I should be dropping and who I should be picking up. We love talking baseball. We want to hang out with everybody who's listening along. And as always, if you're listening on a platform that allows you to rate, review, or share us, it would be greatly appreciated, as that's our show for today. Michael and Josh, what a 1-2 punch this is. We're going to have to bring Josh. Josh, are you available next week as well?
I'm always available 24/7 to talk baseball. Can always make time for baseball.
All right.
Wow, look at that.
Can you do the pitching analysis too, so we can just no, I'm just kidding. We can't do that to Michael. He built it. We all have to be underneath his wings. But great job today. Great having you on, Josh. Michael, great to see you again. For Michael Simeone and Josh St. Marie, I'm Doug Ishikawa. Hope that you all have a great Friday, everyone. We'll be back here with you Sunday with our forecaster. But in the meantime, take care, stay safe, and we will see you soon.